Picture yourself at a dinner party, or a family gathering, or a work event, surrounded by people who know your name, your history, something of your life. There's noise, warmth, the particular busyness of a room full of people being with each other. And running underneath all of it, quiet as an underground current, is the specific loneliness of someone who is not quite in the room. The conversations are real enough. You talk about the things you're supposed to talk about. You're funny when it's appropriate, interested when it's called for. You play the part well. You've been playing it a long time. And then you drive home or close the front door and feel in the quiet that follows even more alone than before you went. More than half of American adults feel this: isolated, left out, like no one truly knows them. And here's the strange part. So many of them aren't actually alone. They have coworkers, family, a feed full of friends, and they still feel invisible. If that's you, I want to explain something that took me a long time to understand, because it changes what you do about the loneliness. Here's what almost nobody will tell you. A lot of that disconnection doesn't start with other people. It starts with a disconnection from yourself. Stay with me. Think about that dinner party again. The version of you in that room was not all of you. There were things you thought that you didn't say. A truth about how you're actually doing that never came up. Because the honest answer and the socially acceptable answer to "how are you" were not the same answer. And only one of them felt safe to offer. That's the mechanism. When you've lost contact with your own center, when you're reacting through your days instead of showing up as yourself, you present a managed version of you to the world, a performed version, and people can only connect to what you show them. So they connect to the performance, and the real you stays invisible, even to the people right next to you, and you feel it. You feel unseen, because in a real sense, you are. You've been hiding behind the reactive version of yourself for so long that even you lost track of the person underneath. That person is still there. There's a moment before the performance runs, before the noise, before you brace and manage and present, where you're just yourself, present, clear. I call it first cause, the moment before. Here's the reframe. The loneliness was never proof that you're unlovable. It's a signal that you've been showing up as a version of yourself that even you don't recognize. And connection can't reach a performance. It can only reach a person. First cause is the return to being that person. On demand, in real time, in the actual conversation. And it's trainable. Watch what happens when you build it. The first 2 weeks, you hold one conversation differently. You catch yourself before the old managed pattern runs, and for 60 seconds, you're just there, present, unguarded, yourself, and the other person feels it. They lean in. Something real happens. You'll notice it before they do. By 30 days, you can name 3 moments where someone actually met you because you actually showed up. And you can see the shift in data across 5 dimensions of your inner life based on research. By 90 days, you're the one people turn to, not because you performed harder, because you stopped performing. You became the person others feel safe being real with. And that's the thing that ends loneliness. Not more contacts, realer contact. People start bringing you their actual problems because you're finally bringing them the actual you. Now, I want to be honest about something that happens on this path, because it can be painful. As you get realer, some relationships will feel it, and not all of them will survive it. There are relationships in your life that were built around the performance. That depended on you staying the managed version, staying agreeable, staying small, staying in the role that was assigned to you. When you start showing up as your actual self, those relationships come under pressure. That's hard. I won't pretend it isn't. But it's also clarifying, because what falls away was never really connection. It was a transaction that required you to not be fully there. And what remains, what survives you becoming real, is real. For the first time, it's real. So don't measure this by the number of people who stay. Measure it by the depth of what's left. A handful of genuine connections where the actual you is actually known will end your loneliness. 100 performances never will. That's the trade First Cause offers you here. Fewer masks, realer rooms, and in the realer rooms, you're finally not alone. Here's what I need you to hear. You don't fix loneliness by collecting more people. You fix it by returning to yourself so completely that the people already around you can finally reach you. The connection you're starving for requires the real you to be in the room. First Cause puts you back in the room. Every return is a rep. The reps compound. The realer you get, the more real connection finds you. You were never invisible because you're unlovable. You were invisible because you've been performing instead of present. And that ends the moment you learn the way back. Find out where you stand right now. Take the free assessment at ConsciousnessTRAC.app/quiz. 5 minutes, completely free. It maps exactly where you are across 5 dimensions of your inner life. I'm Candace. I'll see you in the next one.